thank Mason-McDuffie for honoring teachers and supporting teachers the way we do. I want to mention, first of all, that I too am a crier. For a reason I'll explain within the next minute or two, along with some other confessions that will be forthcoming. The actual nominator is Emmeline Chen. She nominated herself as the videographer. So she's at the other end of this iPhone over here, and she's capturing the moment for us. I was Carlota's principal for 9 years, 9 glorious years. Prior to that, I spent 20 years in administration, 10 years as a teacher. As you can tell, I go back to the Plasticine era in education. Actually, personally, what it did is it gave me an amazing, I guess, a broad perspective and understanding of teachers, watching and observing thousands and thousands of teaching lessons over that time. Personally, I had a terrible education, like Maria Carlota Lim. I attended a school for emotionally disturbed teachers. But 50 years later, I'm happy to tell you it has changed. And it's just changed so marvelously. After 35 years in education, it's so different now. It gave me the opportunity to see some truly amazing teaching. Teaching that brought tears actually to my eyes. And Carlota was one of those teachers who, observing and spending time in her classroom, and I passed through, during those 9 years with her, I passed through her classroom hundreds of times and spent many, many hours in her classroom. She really did bring tears to my eyes, just watching her. Her skilled, intuitive understanding of teaching and learning and that relationship truly is magical. In the course of 9 years, this is the truth, I never heard her raise her voice to a child. I never even heard her redirect. Now, my wife redirects me moment to moment. She never had to. She has this incredible sense of organization, planning, this gentle manner, and this compelling curriculum that is an amazing concoction. It just draws children into the moment. And they forget themselves. They just participate in the learning that she puts in front of them in ways that are just very, very, very moving. She's, the skills would have been incredible anywhere she would have been. She would have excelled in any profession, but thank God she chose the most noble of them all, education. Carlota's noted for a lot of things. She was a prodigy in music. She plays a bunch of instruments, like violin, piano, guitar, only 5. Okay. And she's really, really noted for technology. Technology is really within her wheelhouse. She does amazing things. She's been a fellow in the ISME, which is the Initiatives for Science and Education, and she's been a fellow with them for 4 years. 5 years. Wow, I underestimate. Wow. Anyhow, for all of those years, and she's done some incredible things. Recently, she within 24 hours was crowdsourced a 3D printer for her classroom. And oh, by the way, she printed this using the 3D printer. So, the woman is resourceful, she's brilliant, she's lovely, she's kind, she's loving. I could go on and on and on, but we have other speakers who are going to be coming up here. Great teachers teach. But it's not like the academics. There's something even more moving, more important than all of that, and that is that they transform lives. This is from one of her parents. She says, homework was always, this may be familiar to some of your parents, like me. Homework has always been a struggle. My son, arguing and disrupting the household with his opposition that we've dealt with for years. That was the first 4 years of education. Since being in Mrs. Lim's class, these issues have completely disappeared. I don't even have to ask him to work anymore. He takes complete ownership. Our household is now peaceful and calm because of Mrs. Lim. Mrs. Lim not only affected my child, she affected my whole family. That's what great teachers do. They change lives. And this woman changes lives. I am her biggest fan.
I'm very honored, and I thank you to your company for acknowledging us. This is my 24th year of teaching, and every year it's always been exciting. There's always something new to look forward to, and I think if I can, I'll be doing this for 20 more years, hopefully with my cane. And, I've been very lucky. I have my family here, my student Alyssa, Emmeline, who's also going to be our PTA president next year, and of course former Principal Bill and Becky, his wife. And thank you so much for everything. I am very honored.